I like the subject.
Glad you do.
Do you know the meaning of the song?
No.
Nyola is joy.
Yeah.
They claim they are joyful. The Arusa has arrived. The bride.
Oh, nice. It's very catchy.
Mm. Arusa.
Well, beautiful song, isn't it? Okay. Let's pause. Let's pause. We might come back. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Beautiful song, isn't it? Welcome. Okay. Let's pause. Sorry, I have to turn this thing off completely. Welcome everyone to Junubia. My name is Tidmar, and I'll be your host for today. Today, I have a very special guest with me. As you can see from the caption, she's a South Sudanese woman who's doing a lot within the community. But thank you, everyone, for joining, and share the video with your family and friends who might benefit from this discussion or this interview. Junubia, as you all know, is a platform for all South Sudanese to share ideas, success stories, challenges, and today is with us is a very special guest. So I also admire her and admire her patience. Sidonia was meant to be our guest last week. Yes, we had an interview scheduled, but for reasons beyond our control, we had to cancel. But we're here today. Let's enjoy today's program. And if you have questions, feel free to ask them below. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Someone said you all look amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Um,
Um,
that's Kim.
that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So just a little bit about Sidonia. Sidonia, Sidonia Peter Jaden migrated to Melbourne, Australia in 2006 from Uganda. She is a single mom to four beautiful children and intelligent children. She also says that they are. She's an inspiring businesswoman who's currently helping her community get healthy through the use of healthy nutritional programs with Herbalife. Sidonia is also a graduate of criminal justice. Sidonia is a family daycare educator, um, a healthy nutrition coach, and she's also the face of Tea Time with Peter. Sidonia is a disability support worker, and she enjoys her role within the community, within the disability sector, as it enables her to help or fulfill her desire of helping one of the most vulnerable members of the Australian community. Thank you. That is so warming. Welcome to the show, Sidonia.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tema, for having me on Junubia. It's an honor. I am very grateful for this opportunity, and I am thankful to all your viewers and your fans for having me here today. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with your beautiful smile. Um, Before we talk about anything else, I would love to know what was the inspiration behind Tea Time with Peter? If you can just tell
I
us a
would,
little bit about that.
yeah. So Tea Time with Peter, I would say the biggest inspiration of Tea Time with Peter was the lockdown. I'm not even like honest to God. They said good things happen, positive thing happens in bad situations, you know?
Yes.
So I would say the lockdown and COVID-19. So when COVID-19 first hit Australia in March, it was right after my birthday, March 22nd. I remember that was the last Sunday. And then we went into a lockdown. And when that happened, also, I had a few challenges in my relationship that led to my relationship being led to my relationship ending. And so when my relationship ended and we're in the middle of Corona and lockdown and everything else, I found myself in a mental state where at first it was depressing. Of course, COVID was going on. Everybody was afraid, everybody was having fears and everything. But then as a way of, I've always found myself comforting myself by comforting others. So because I was in such a bad place in my life at that moment, I started to think about how the pandemic was affecting other people. And I wanted to be out there to encourage people to get through the pandemic. And so Tea Time came up. I started thinking about something that I could do that would be positive, creative, fun, something that would enable me to spend my time wisely so I don't mentally lose it at home with the kids and with everything that I was going through.
Yep.
And then also as a way to give back positively. And so I thought of Tea Time. And that time I was already working as a Herbalife nutritional coach. And so I drank a lot of tea. Naturally, I'm Sudanese. When we like tea. You're not going to even argue with me on that. So,
Yep.
so I was like, what am I going to name it? I want to go online. I want to create a page. I want to start talking and encourage people who might be going through so much similar or different, but still difficult trials during the lockdown. And I wanted to just reach out to them and encourage them and say, look, I know we're in a lockdown. I know we're going through a lot right now. I don't know the situations that you're going through, but me personally, I'm going through some really deep stuff. And I just want you to know that someone cares. I wanted you to know that, to be encouraged that this is not all there is to life. We will get through it. And basically that was the inspiration behind Tea Time. It started off as me trying to encourage others that might be experiencing what I was experiencing within my own life. And so it started that way. And here we are.
So inspiring. So inspiring. I mean, you know, that's how you go about making a positive you know, situation out of a negative one. Amazing. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you. So what do you hope to achieve from Tea Time with Peter?
Well, when I first started Tea Time, like I said, it was a comforting thing for myself. It was a way of comforting myself and others. Then I started it. At first, I wasn't serious, but then I realized that the more I myself out there to encourage others, the more touch on issues that were important to people and that was affecting us in our community and our society. I realized that my words and my encouragement was actually impacting lives in a positive manner, because I started getting messages from people who were telling me how some of the issues that I have touched in my Tea Time video has touched their lives and have encouraged them. And they were very appreciative, and they even urged me not to stop. And they said, continue to do. And I remember even I have a couple of men who wrote to me, and even ladies, and just shared their stories with me and said, hey, can I please have a Tea Time chat with you? And I'm like, sure. So I have Tea Time chats with people in my inbox. Like they will come with their situations and I'll encourage them. And so when I realized that this was actually more than what I've expected to give, that I was actually giving more than what what I've thought I was giving, I've decided that I would like to take Tea Time with Peter further. I would like to make it a bigger platform, a bigger media platform where I will be able to bring in some of the conflicts and issues that are affecting us in our community, most especially the African community. I will start there with that being my target. Some of the issues that are happening that no one actually have the courage to bring up. I want to able to bring those issues on Tea Time with Peter, so that we can, as a community, discuss, address in different but respectful perspectives, in the hope that it would bring some light and encouragement and positivity into the lives of people. And so with that, I intend to take.
I believe you definitely did that.
Yeah, but I want to do it. I want to do it on a bigger platform. I want Tea Time with Peter to be able to be on all social media platforms, on all media actually platforms. I have a big dream for Tea Time with Peter. It's not only just going to be on Facebook and YouTube, but in the future, it might be a talk show on television, by the grace of God.
Wow.
God willing.
Amen.
So,
Amen. Way to go. Way to go. So I watched some of your videos, and yes, I did started watching during the lockdown, and every time I watch, you know, you put a smile on my face. So you can definitely say you have achieved some of your goals. And you come across as very bold, you know, you're always dancing and happy. Where do you get your courage from, you know, to come on social media and or Facebook and just dance and talk about whatever topic? Some of these topics are controversial, are sensitive, but you talk about them. So where do you get your courage from?
I would definitely say from life experience. From life experience, life has taught me a lot. I'm only 30 years old, but if I can name few of the things that I've gone through in the past 30 years of my life, you would not believe it. At 30 years, I've gotten pregnant, out of wedlock, I've gotten married, I've gotten separated, I have been homeless, I have had no job, to having a job, to having a business, to buying my own house. I've had so many experiences, both positive and negative.
Wow.
And those have all build me into the woman that I am today. And I am still experiencing more and more things in my life that are teachable moments and are moments that give me strength to be more courageous. I used to have people tell me when I was going through some of the issues in my life, people used to say, Sidonia, you're strong, you're a strong woman, you're strong. And I used to look at them like, strong? Where? But now I truly believe that I am strong. And I had to come to a place where I started to believe in myself and believe that I am actually strong. I am actually beautiful. I can actually be bold. I can actually do whatever I want to do with my life, take accountability for mistakes that I have made, and be also courageous enough to live the life that I want to live without being judged, without the fear of being judged. We do get judged, but if you fear to get judged, you will never get far in life. So my boldness is as a result of me accepting myself, accepting the journey that I have been through, trusting the process of my journey that I'm still going through, and just saying, you know what, this is my journey. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to live it the way I want to live it. The only person that I pay anything to is God. And as long as I'm good with God, I'm good with myself. And so that's where I get my courage from.
Wow, very
From
inspiring.
understanding myself.
Yes, definitely. I don't think I would be as courageous to not just discuss those controversial issues, but to, be dancing and not care what people think, especially the
Someone
Sudanese
has to.
community and how judgmental we are. Yeah, yeah. So, society and the South Sudanese community in particular have a negative perception of single moms, and you're a single mom. Single moms often get stereotyped for being moms. So, and in most cases, they don't choose to be single moms, right? Or we don't choose to be single moms. We're just moms who happen to be in that situation. In your opinion, how can we shift that negative perception to a positive one?
I think first I will have to say it's not only in the South Sudanese community. I would say all African community. I think the negative perception is on all communities, but majority, like it's mostly in the African community that we cut the blow a bit too harsh. And I do believe that a single parent is not by choice, at least not in most cases. People go around saying, oh, single mothers this, single mothers that, but at the end of the day, they forget that these women are mothers. Some are mothers who has actually been married and been let down by their husbands. Some are mothers who had been married and fled from their relationship or their marriages due to either domestic violence or other situations where they were unsafe and they felt the need to flee. Others are single parents because they have lost their partners, their husbands. See, people don't even acknowledge that fact or that aspect of contribution to being a single parent. Yeah. There are single parents who lost their husbands. There are young women who probably got deceived at such a young age with someone who is older than them and were taken advantage of and became single parents. So many circumstances contribute to a person being a single parent or a woman being a single mother. And just because you're a single mother, it does not make you less of a human being, even though that is how our community makes us to feel and look like, that we are less valuable than women who are at home with their husbands, or than women who are not married. That is absolutely not true. How we are going to change that perception is by how we as single mothers carry ourselves. If you are in the community and you're a single mother and all you do is throw your kids, like I've seen this with the young moms, throw your kids with your relatives, your big sisters or your mothers, and then you go and have a life of partying, drinking, and just absolutely doing nonsense and not paying attention to your life. People have a right to judge you because you're absolutely not portraying an image of a mother. If you're a single mother who is respectful, how we will shift this is to be women who are respectful, who are valuable in our communities, to be mothers who are respected and who are valuable in our communities. Take away the word single. If you're a single mother, first take away the word single and focus on what is most important, is the fact that you're a mother and the fact that you're a woman. You're a woman, you have an influence of a woman in the community and in the society. You are a mother, you have an influence, the power of influence of a mother. Be an influence as a mother to your children. Be an influence positively as a mother to your society and to your community. As a woman, be a woman of a respectable character and influence to your community. Forget the fact that you're single. See what you will achieve with your life, and then see all the people that have once spoke to you negatively about single parent, about the fact that you're a single parent, come to you and start to say the positive things about you back to you. It is about them having nothing positive to talk about you, that they run into the whole single parent thing. People always try to find something to stereotype people or to put people down. And in the cases of single mothers, it's the fact that we are single. Is it right that they put us down? No, it's not right. Is it something that they're going to continue to do? Probably yes, something they're going to continue to do. But how you can improve and show the world and yourself and your family and your community that you are not just a single mother, you are a mother, you are a woman, and that being single is just a title, is a temporary title. I can be a single mother today. Who knows, by the grace of God, in 2, 3, 5 years' time, I might meet a man who loves me so much, and he might even have children of his own or no children at all and get married to me. Will you then still call me single mother?
But Sidonia, yeah. So sorry, sorry to interrupt you there. You've mentioned that if you're a mother who's not taking care of her children, you know, all the stuff that you've mentioned. What if that mother is actually struggling with, you know, let's say mental health? Let's say she's alone, she has no support, and there are so many cases, especially in our community, who, you know, young moms who have no support and they don't know where to go. So what about those kind of moms? Well, how can we help them?
There are definitely moms like that. And I would say to any woman who's watching this, who's struggling with mental health, whether you're a single mother or you're just a young mother or you're just a woman in general or a person, to reach out, to ask for help is not weakness. It's strength. It's a sign of strength. It's not a sign of weakness. So stop believing that, oh, if you speak out and say, I'm depressed, or I have a depression, I have anxiety and things like this. Stop believing that you are weak, because we have this perception too in our community that when somebody is mentally not stable or struggling with their mental health, that you know, this person is weak, they are considered as weak. But no, I can tell you right now, you're not weak. If you are struggling, reach out for help, reach out to a family, to a friend. There are support services available. You know, Google them, go to one of those support services. And I'm also going to say this. Sometimes it's very difficult for a person to reach out if they are struggling. That's why they go ahead and start making the bad decisions. I can acknowledge that. And the only thing I would say is, for us as a community, as a society, we need to look out for people like that in our community. If you see someone, a young person or a person who is struggling, and you see that, okay, this person is definitely not on the right track, reach out. And when you reach out with a lot of love, not judgment. Reach out with a lot of, hey, I'm here, how can I support you? What can I do for you? Rather than, hey, you're always drunk, why are you wasting your life? We're in this country to do better, blah blah. No, that's not your business. You don't know how they got there in the first place. So just go offer support, offer love. Before you know it, they'll open up to you. And for those people who are always like so negative on single parents, just like for me, I would just say the only reason we're gonna change that stereotype is by the community actually working together and maybe perhaps opening their eyes and addressing the main and the root causes of why there are so many single parents in our communities in the first place. There's no smoke without fire, they say, or fire without smoke, however they say it. Before you can have a fire, there'll be a smoke, or after a fire, there's a smoke. So the fact that there are so many single parents means that there's a lot of broken relationships. There's a lot of broken marriages. And the fact that there's a lot of broken marriages and a lot of broken relationships simply means that there are a lot of unhealthy relationships. So rather than focusing on insulting the single mothers who are already single mothers, try and find out why there are so many so that we can stop more families from becoming separated. And then let's find a solution on how we
Thank
can
you.
build healthy
Thank you for
families and
mentioning
healthy
them.
relationships. Let's focus on building healthy families and
Yes.
relationships rather than already the broken ones. The broken ones, we can try and mend them and put them together and make their lives better for the sake of the children, whether apart or together. But for those who are together, let's focus on building respectful relationships within the community, within families. Respectful
Thank you.
relationship does not mean, and respectful relationship does not mean just because we have this, it's not a perception, it's a fact that men are the head of the family. But just because we have that, it does not mean that a man cannot be wrong, cannot be abusive, or it does not mean that a woman cannot be wrong or cannot be abusive. When there's a problem, we South Sudanese, we like to come into families and try and solve problems between families, which is a really good and respectful way of trying to knit a family back together. But if the blame is always going to be shifted on one person that is not actually worthy of the blame, the problem is never going to be fixed. So when people are actually
I agree.
focusing
I
on,
agree.
yeah. So when people are actually going to focus on building healthy families and respectful relationships, healthy ones in our communities, you need to call 1-1 and 2-2. You cannot see this and turn the blind eye because this person is a male and then shift all the blame to the woman. It does not work. We live in a generation now where women cannot be oppressed anymore. Women cannot be oppressed anymore.
I agree.
And they
I
would rather
agree.
be single
I
for the rest
might
of
stop
their
you
life.
there.
Mm.
Yeah, Sidonia, all
So,
that you're saying is amazing, and I'm sure the viewers are enjoying. We might just go for a quick break, and we'll come back with more. But before we go on a break, I would like to read some of the comments.
okay.
Kim said, "You're looking amazing." Deborah said, "Hi, Tidmar John. Hi." Pa said, "Greetings, y'all." Wow. Toot says, "Wow, you're looking stunning." Powerful message. God bless you and bless you too, Sister Esther. You're looking amazing. Don't forget that. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And feel free to ask questions to Sidonia and join the discussion. It's not just her and I. Join the discussion, guys. Let's listen to this song and we'll come back with Sidonia.
Our mission to power yours so you can work anywhere without any worries on your own terms with Windows and Pro. Ready to pursue the new?
The Bluetooth
Sorry.
device is ready to pairs. The device pair successful.
Can you? Is it loud enough?
When I looked into your eyes, I saw the pain deep in your heart, and we match so perfectly with a broken heart. But I see the dust in your eyes. You think I won't break your heart again? But I won't do it, cause I'm also a victim. If you want a blood sacrifice, I'll do it. If you want my heart, I will give it to you. If you want it now, I will put it on your finger. Be Depende wewe mimi sitachoka. Absolutely, what yes, the way that I love, now you want to young moon away. I'm not the way that I love, it's a secret of love. More is the time later. When you know I'm a and I'm the sweet love. You can't get a lot. I'm gonna get a lot. I don't know if it's a ballad. What the hell is the lot? You can't get a lot. I'm gonna get a lot. I don't know if it's a ballad. What the hell is the lot? I wanna be your Mr. Right. You make me feel alright when I'm back home, Jagalako. I'm your Mr. Right. Wanna break over, sing the holy name, the moon. Don't make a woman and get to the what to do. I'm gonna go to Chamuli. Some better baby say, see that I'm oh my God. And I'm a little Sabala. Even if you make me a Bagala. Bobby Bamba, what to do? Bamba, you're sweeter than money. You're the one that made me to wonder. You think I'm a big down surrender. Come close to make a let wonder. Oh my God, you want the
Okay. That was Mr. Right by Hard Life Avenue Stars. What happened to Sidonia? So, um, this was the second song by Hard Life Avenue Stars, and the first one was Arusa. So I decided to play their songs. Hard Life Avenue Stars is a group of South Sudanese. It's a band, and they recently had one of their members, Mantani, passed away a few weeks ago. So may his soul rest in peace. It's good to remember people that have made a contribution in our community. So that's why I wanted to play this song in memory of him. Welcome back. What happened?
I don't know. I was pressing some buttons and then I just disappeared.
Sorry, you must have got bored.
No,
So
that's okay.
let's continue. Yeah, I was just telling them about the songs that I played by Hard Life Avenue Stars. And
Yeah.
yeah, two great songs. The first one was Arusa, and the second one was Mr. Right. So before we move on to living a healthy life and you being a coach, for healthy life, basically, at Herbalife, right? I have a question about being a single mom or single parenthood. What are some of the challenges? Maybe mention two of the biggest challenges that you have faced and how you overcame those challenges.
Well, I don't think there's only two challenges, to be honest. Being a single mother is challenging day in, day out. First of all, is coping with the emotional part of your relationship ending.
Yeah.
Obviously, because before you become single, there is, we have to acknowledge the biggest thing that has happened, which is a relationship has ended or a marriage has ended. And a lot of people think you know, when people become single, oh my God, you know, she just wanted to be single. And no, hell no, I don't want to be single. I didn't want to be single, but I didn't want to be in a relationship that was unhealthy either. And so making that decision again alone is a challenge. Then dealing with the response of people, you know, in the family. If anyone is ever tried to walk away from a marriage, any African woman has ever tried to walk away from a marriage or from a relationship, you will understand what I'm trying to say is mentally tough, mentally draining. It takes a lot of guts.
Yes.
It takes a full guts and a half to be courageous enough to walk away and look your family in the eye and say, no, I'm done. And they're like, no, you have to go back. And you're like, no, I'm done. You know, that is mentally tough dealing with church, especially if you're a Christian woman who was in the church and you have a role in the church, and everybody know what the Bible says, a woman shall not leave her husband. So definitely the church is going to be behind you. So you have to deal with all these mental struggles of how you're facing the family, how you face his family, how you face your church, how you face the community, the backlashes that you will get from people, and then the fact that you're now alone suddenly and lonely, and you know, and then there is the financial part of it, which is another biggest challenge. You're single now. Before you were a two household income. Maybe you worked, your husband worked, or your boyfriend worked. You rent a house together or pay your mortgage together. Now you're all alone. You know, what are you gonna do? You know, work extra hard. You know, there's financial challenge, and then there's also, you know, the challenge of life, how you just navigate your way through with the children, and the challenge of co-parenting. See, that's also a challenge because now you're separated. You're in two households instead of one. You have to find a way now to co-parent. Make sure your children see their father, spend time with their father, make sure they still have access to their father and their father's love and your love respectfully. Because some relationships, when they end really badly, it affects the way in which two people can co-parent. You know, because
So
maybe
how did you deal with the emotional part of it?
Well, the emotional, oh, you wanted to know how I dealt with it, not what they were. I think I'm just naming
it's
how I dealt with it. How I dealt with it was I stood my ground. You know, like when I decided I don't want to be here anymore, this doesn't serve me, it doesn't make me happy. It's mentally actually breaking me down being in this relationship rather than going. I remember a time where everybody was calling. My brother was calling, my pastor was calling, the whole community was calling. My sister hated even me for some time. You know, they're like, you're stronger than this, you're stronger than this, you can do it, you're stronger than this, just forgive. And I'm like, no. No. And they're like, no, you can do it. And I'm like, no. So maintaining my position, standing still, and I can be very stubborn, when I had enough, I had enough. I'm like, no, even if you bring Jesus, we will have a discussion about this. So standing my ground, I stood my ground, and then I started to think of ahead of time. Okay, one thing that I knew was that they will get tired, they will give up. They will get tired, they will give up, and soon I will get my peace. Soon I'll get my
very
peace.
Smart to think like that.
Yeah, and then I started to focus on myself, taking care of myself physically, going for a workout, doing some exercises, going for walks, sometimes going for runs, spending time with my children, remembering the good times, you know, not hating the person that my ex, my children's father and I, we talk. We right now we're like besties. When you see us together, you say, why are you people not back together? We are so good together as a people, as a parent, but just not as husband and wife, not as a couple. So I never put him in a place that I hate him or that he was bad. It's just that as a husband and wife, it was not working. But I maintained that respect for him and stuff. So I think it's important to remember first why you're doing what you're doing, why you're choosing to become a single mother,
Yeah.
what it was that drove you out of your relationship, and then remembering that you took that decision for a reason, to feel safer, to feel more, to live a more healthier life, perhaps to give yourself even just space if you're gonna try and work things out in the future. Maybe to try and give yourself space. Just remember your why, your reason why you did what you do. And then remember to remain positive and not rude and not hurtful. Don't put your hurt towards someone. Don't hate the person.
Not
It is the
bitter,
situation
okay?
that you hate. Don't be bitter.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the word. Don't be bitter. It is the situation that you hate, not the person.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
remembering that
So,
will help you get past that. And then, of course, the financial struggles, you have to step up.
mm,
You will really have to step up and put things in place. And that brain that God gave you and those ideas that God gave you before, and you were neglecting, start bringing them out to life. You start putting your gifts that God gave you into good use, and make some money the
yeah.
healthy way. Don't go sell drugs.
Wonderful.
Work
Inspiring.
hard.
Inspiring.
Work hard. Budget hard.
Yes, yes. So share with us your health journey. You know, why did you join Herbalife and why did you become a health coach? Why is health so important or being healthy so important to you basically?
So my healthy journey started when I hit 94.80 kilos, 93.80 kilos. I
Mm,
was big. Yeah, I became really, really, really big.
mm,
Um, I was very depressed about a lot of things.
mm.
The situations in my relationships, loneliness, a lot of things
Did
that was
did the breakup of your marriage contribute to your weight gain?
no,
Okay.
it contributed to my health.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah, it was this. I would say the situations within the relationships
Mm,
contributed to the weight gain. Being
mm,
in a situation where, or in a position where you feel like you are not good enough,
mm,
as a woman, and you had to find comfort in food rather than a
mm,
person, because maybe you were lonely or just tired or exhausted and felt alone and everything. And for us women, we know that most of us emotionally we cope with running into the kitchen.
yeah.
Some of us, I shouldn't say women, I'll say some people in general. That's where we develop bad eating habits. And then also having children, of course. I've had few kids. So right after I had my baby, 5 months later, I was 93.80 kilos. I looked at myself and I was like, no, I am not healthy. My doctor told me you're actually obese.
Mm,
I went to do my BMI to get my BMI check, body mass index, and then I think it stands for that. And then the doctor's like, no, you're obese. You need to lose weight. And then I was like, yeah, I'm very unhealthy. She's like, no, you're not unhealthy. You're obese. And so I started to feel a lot of body ache and everything. And so I started slowly to exercise. I remember I joined a fitness program that I did a 10 weeks, 6 weeks challenge in.
yeah.
I lost some weight. And then right after my breakup, when I was going through everything, after the ending of my marriage, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to do something for myself. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to work on my health, physically, mentally, my emotional health, and take control of my life, take my life back. I also have a lot of experiences with people telling me that I looked older than my husband, or my husband then, when
Mm,
I was with him. Everywhere I go, they'll be like, oh my God, you're so fat, you need to lose weight. And that mentally was not doing good for me either.
no.
So when the marriage was over, I decided, you know what, it's time to focus on me. I've been focusing on the wrong people all over, for the past 8, 9 years in my life, the relationship. Time to focus on me. I started joining a kickboxing gym. I joined Herbalife as a nutritional coach, and then I started using their products because I really joined for myself, rather,
Mm,
more for myself than for the job. So I started to use their products. They have shakes and fat burning tea and things, products that give you energy just for day-to-day lives, multivitamins.
Yeah,
And so
we'll
I
come back.
started using it. Mm,
We'll come back to Herbalife and why people should
yeah,
join, or you can tell them.
yeah. So I started
So
using basically just that's when I put my life together. It was important that I put me first.
yeah,
When I decided that I put me first, I started putting myself back mentally, emotionally, physically back.
yeah, that's overrated or underestimated when they tell you look after yourself first, because you can't um pour with from an empty cup or
I'm
half a
pick up.
filled cup, right?
Mm.
That is so underestimated, that statement, but I think it's so true that once you look after yourself and you're healthy and you're happy and you've managed your mental health and everything that was going on with you, then you can help others, your children,
Yeah.
your other family members. So it's speaking about health and how people's mental health have been impacted. I think a lot of people in Victoria, in particular, being since the beginning of the lockdown back in March last year, we've been in and out of lockdown, right? And that can be really difficult for some people. I'm one of them. I'm not a person that can sit home all day and look after kids and cook and clean. No, it's not me. Um, so some people have struggled, and I think maybe some of the viewers who are watching now, what is your advice for them in terms of health and mental health, maybe health wise, so that they don't gain weight in a way that they might not be able to control?
I would say remain active. Um, Remain active. Two things that always gets me into a good mood. Well, three. One, of course, is prayer. You
Mm,
can never beat the power of prayer.
mm,
When you go before God and you are completely broken
mm,
and you just lay it all bare just as it is, don't try and negotiate with God. Just give it as it is. Lord,
mm,
this is what I'm going through. This is how I am feeling. Flat out, straight. Don't
mm,
hide. Don't be ashamed. Nothing.
mm,
After rendering your heart out, crying out to Him, pick yourself up. You will know that you have instant peace. Second thing is exercise. Everybody knows that exercise releases the happy hormones, feel good
yeah.
hormones, endorphins, those good hormones. No one likes to exercise. Even I don't like to exercise, but I like the feeling I get after exercising.
Yeah.
Do a little exercise at home. Dance if you have to
Mm,
dance. Do star jumps to music. Go for walks outdoors. We're in lockdown, but we have not been told that we can't go for walks. We can't access outdoor.
mm,
Go for a walk with your kids. Even that is encouraged. Go for a
yeah.
walk your kids before the parks were locked. Now the parks are open. Go for
Mm,
walks with your kids. Take an exercise mat. Be doing your star jumps there and burpees while the kids are playing on the swing. That alone helps you to be mentally sane because you will have your body will be healthy. You will have those happy hormones released into your body, into your brain, and you will just feel happy and at peace. And then, of course,
mm,
eat healthy. Eat
mm,
healthy. Take care of your family. Make healthy meals. We're in a lockdown. Doesn't mean you have to be ordering KFC, McDonald's, junk food all the time. Cook
yeah.
healthy food. Sudanese, we mostly have healthy foods. Most of our meals consist of vegetables inside anyway. So if you're gonna cut down, maybe cut down on the sugars and your white bread and your white rice. But aside that, eat healthy and eat when you're hungry. Don't eat because you're bored. I used to eat when I'm bored. Now before I eat, I ask myself, are you really hungry? Are you sure you're hungry? You know?
Yeah.
So just take care of yourself and then keep in touch with your family. Keep in touch. We've got social media. We've got Zoom. We've got just normal Facebook Messenger video calls. We've got WhatsApp. Call your family. Call your friend. If you're really feeling down, or if I get most work done in my house when I'm on the phone with my friends. I'm on
Yeah.
the phone and I'm like cleaning the dishes and I'm like sweeping and everything. So call your friends when you feel down. Call your family, call your friends, call them on video, listen to music, Have family nights with your children, with your family. Organize, maybe now that we're in lockdown, maybe you can even do 2 family nights a week instead of 1. Have a family night where you sit with your children, you watch movies, and just snack on popcorn once a week doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Just take care of
Healthy
yourself.
stuff.
Yeah. And overall, remember that this will end.
Yes.
Keep that in the end. Keep that in the back of your mind. Say, I'm doing whatever I can to get me through this one day at a time. But this has an end. Every difficult situation we've ever been faced with, every pandemic has had an end, either through medicational breakthrough or just God, divine intervention. There's always been a breakthrough. There has never been a pandemic that has come and wiped out the entire world. If I go tomorrow from Corona, you're not gonna go.
Yeah.
You know, it's not gonna take everyone. So just remember that. Remember that it's a matter of time.
Yeah.
So we're giving each other time, and while we get there, we're going to support ourselves and each other to get through it.
Yeah. Thank you. I hope you guys heard. Those tips to stay healthy are so important. You know, they sound like cliche, but they actually are good when you put them into practice. What is Herbalife? And you're a Herbalife coach. What is Herbalife and how can people join and why should people join? I know I'm giving you 3 questions, but try and answer them in 2 to 3 minutes max.
Herbalife, okay, probably won't even take me 2 3 minutes. Herbalife is a nutritional program. Herbalife in itself is a company that produces nutritional supplements, nutritional shakes, and multivitamins. The products, and also actually even skincare products. Herbalife runs, if I'm not mistaken, I think right now in 94 countries, probably more, because this was a couple of months back. In 94 countries, Herbalife runs their businesses. They run their businesses through independent distributors. So I happen to be one of them. I'm an independent distributor for Herbalife.
Yeah.
You can only join and purchase their products through an independent distributor. You can't find it at the shops like, Optifast. We can find in chemists, and the whole Slim Fast and whatever other weight loss supplement. We can find them in chemist warehouse and in other places. But Herbalife, it has to be bought through an independent distributor or a nutritional health coach, such as myself and others who are around. The product consists of shakes, which are meal replacement. So if you have a shake, you have a shake instead of a meal. Most people go for programs that allow them to replace 2 shakes a day. So 2 meals, either breakfast and dinner, or breakfast, lunch, and then they can have dinner. They also have teas that are called the belly fat flush, which help reduce your midsection and clean you out. They have a lot of products.
Who would be the perfect target for Herbalife? Is
Everyone
it people who are losing weight? They want to lose weight, or people that want to stay healthy, or who should join really?
The great thing is Herbalife has products for everything. It has products even for people who wants to gain weight. It has.
Yeah.
It has the supplements for people who want to gain weight. It has supplements. It has protein supplements for the men who want to have muscles. They have a muscle repair products for after workout sessions. Everyone can benefit from Herbalife. If you just want a supplement to incorporate into your life, into your healthy lifestyle, you can reach out to Herbalife. If it's just something to replace a meal because you want to eat healthy, but you don't have the time in the world to always be making healthy meals, and you don't want to stop in McDonald's, you can join and have some products from Herbalife that you can use as a supplement to supplement your missing meals in order to maintain your healthy lifestyle. You can also use them as a big weight loss program. If you really want to lose weight, you just have to use more of it, like maybe 2 shakes a day instead of 1. If you want to gain weight, there's also programs. So if you reach out to independent distributors, If
How can
anyone here is
people reach
interested.
out to you if they want to
Basically,
join
you can
or find out
just
more
shoot me a message.
information?
Just write me a message on Facebook. Just shoot me out a messenger message on my inbox, and I'll reply. I'm a businesswoman, so if anything business, I reply to.
Straight away.
Anything business, I
Alrighty.
reply to. So just get in touch.
Thank you. Thank you so
And if
much,
anybody
Sidonia.
wants to join, also anybody also want to make an extra income, reach out. If Herbalife is available in your country, I will find out wherever you are. Just reach out, and then I'll find out. And if you want to be an independent distributor, also I will help you to join,
Yeah,
and
sounds
then you can
great.
work with me.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Sidonia, for being with me today on Junubia. Um, do you have any last words before we end this show?
Yes, so actually after we ended the show, if with your permission, of course, I would like to put down the link to my YouTube channel below, and then if you don't mind, everyone can have a look, can visit Tea Time with Peter on YouTube. There are not a lot of videos yet. I think there's about 3 or 4. I am working on uploading more because I've just moved to YouTube, but I would definitely appreciate the support. Guys, subscribe, like the videos, comment. If anyone also have suggestions on topic that you would love me to bring to light on Tea Time with Peter, also write me a message.
Yeah,
I'll be
sure.
happy to.
Sure. Thank you. It was so lovely having you here. I hope you enjoyed
Thank
the
you so
chat as
much.
much as I did. And good luck with everything that you're doing and keep inspiring us, South Sudanese women and all the women, of the community. Guys, keep supporting and join, subscribe to her YouTube. She's also on Facebook. She's got lovely videos. Like every time she comes live, I watch her videos and I just smile. So if you want really a happy
Let
person
me
and
just
always,
say, Emma, let me just say, you're doing such an amazing job, by the way.
thank
I
you,
don't want to go
thank
without
you.
shouting that out. You're doing such an amazing job. I've watched your interviews. Thank you so much for bringing to light all our musicians, all the great women and men who does such beautiful jobs in our communities and they are not recognized. I have watched through your show few people who actually does incredible work, but I never even knew of them. And it's such a great program that brings people that are so inspiring
I
in
can
our
see
community.
clearly
So
now.
thank you so much for what you're doing. You're doing
Yeah,
such an amazing job.
thank you so much. I appreciate all
Thank
that.
you.
Yes, thank you for being with us, and feel free to come anytime and speak to the Univia audience, and I'm sure they will be inspired and they'll be happy to hear from you. Thanks for being with us.
Thank
Have a
you.
lovely night.
Appreciate it. Good night.
To keep your workplace humming, like helping your team.
All right, this is a song by Ali Joma, and it's called Nyanduk. So I'm about to end the show. Hi Malik, you came quite late. Thanks everyone for the shout out. Thanks Ashol for the support always, and Kim and everyone else that has been with me. Until Marv Dwal. Thanks for being at Junubia and go back and support Sidonia. She's doing amazing work on her Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe. It's very important that we subscribe to all the South Sudanese that have YouTube channels and they want our support. It's very important. That's how they, they get paid, and we get recognized as South Sudanese internationally. So don't forget, once you click and view